Hello, BookTube. I'm continuing to read you some Henry Lawson today. This is again mandatory reading for this channel. If you do not have this Penguin Black Spine, what are you doing? It's a Penguin Black Spine. Pick it up. Even Joseph Conrad agrees Henry Lawson is worth reading. So say what it's Joseph Conrad, of course. We have a lovely story today. It's a short one compared to A Drover's Wife. This is called Rats. Wish me luck reading this again. I'm not the best, but we'll see what happens. So this is Rats. Why there's two of them and they're having a fight. Come on. It seems a strange place for a fight. The hot, lonely cotton bush plain, and yet not more than half a mile ahead, there were apparently two men struggling together on the track. The three travellers postponed their smoke, oi, and hurried on. They were shearers, a little man and a big man, known respectively as Sunlight and and a tall, thin young Jericho whom they called Milky. I wonder where the other man sprang from. I didn't see them before, said Sunlight. He must have been laying down in the bushes, said Macquarie. They've gone at it proper too. Come on, hurry, let's see the fun. They hurried on. It's a funny looking fella, said the other fella, painted Milky. He didn't seem to have no head. Look, he's down. They're both down. They must clinched on the ground. No, they're up at it again. Why, good Lord, I think the other's a woman. My oath it is, yelled Sunlight. Look at the brute's got her down again. He's kicking her. Come on, chaps, come on, or he'll do for her. They dropped their swags, water bags, and all raced forward, but presently Sunlight, who had the best eyes, slackened his pace and dropped behind. His mates glanced back at his face, and they were perplexed expressions there. He looked again and dropped into a walk. They reached the scene of the trouble and had stood a little weathered old man by the track, with his arms folded close under his chin, and he dressed mostly in kakaloo patches, and half a dozen corks suspended on bits of string from the brim of his hat dangled before his bleared optics to scare away the flies. He was sculling magically at the stout. I'm sorry, some of these words are even hard to say, even for an Australian, they're a bit rough. Shout dumpy swag, which lay in the middle of the track. Well, old rats, what's the trouble? Asked Sunlight. Oh, nothing, answered the old man without looking round. I fell with my swag, that's all. He knocked me down, but I've settled him. But look there, said Sunlight, winking at his mates. We saw you jump on him when he was down. That ain't fair, you know. But you didn't at all, cried Rats, getting excited. He hit me down first, and look there, I'll fight him again for nothing, and you can see the fair play. They talked a while, then Sunlight proposed to the second swag, while his mate supported the old man, and after persuasion, Milky agreed, for the sake of the lark, to act as a timekeeper and referee. Rats entered into the spirit of the thing. He stripped to his waist, and while he was getting ready, the travellers pretended to bet on the result. Marquis took his place behind the old man, and Sunlight upended the swag. Rats shaped and danced around. Then he rushed, vented, ducked, retreated, darted, and once more, and suddenly went down like a shot on the board of his back. No actor could have done it better. He went down from that imaginary blow as if a cannonball had struck him in the forehead. Milky called time, and the old man came up looking shaky. However, he got in a tremendous blow which knocked out the swag onto the bushes. Several rounds followed in a varying success. The men pretended to get more and more excited and better freely, and Rats did his best. At least they got tired from the fun. Sunlight let the flash swag lie after Mickey called time. The jackaroo awarded the fight to the rat. They pretended to hand over the stakes, and they went for their swags, while the old man put on his shirt. Then he calmed down, carried his swag to the side of the track, sat down on it, and talked rationally about the bush, matters for a while, and then presently he grew silent and began to feel his muscles smile idiotically. Come on, lads. Come on, lend us a bit of meat, he said suddenly. They spared him half a pound, but they didn't want to do it at all, and they cut off an ounce which he had laid at the end of his swag. Then he took off the lid of his billy and produced a fishing line. He baited the hook and threw a line across the track and waited for the bite. Soon he got deeply interested in the line, jerked it once or twice, and drew it in rapidly. The bait had been rubbed off in the grass. The old man regarded the hook disgustingly. Look at that, he cried. I had him. Only I wish it was such in a hurry. I should have played him a little more. Next time, he was more careful. He drew the line warily, grabbed an imaginary fish, and laid it down in the grass. Sunlight and Co. were greatly interested by this time. Won't you think of that? Asked Rats. It weighs 30 pounds if it weighs an ounce. Won't you think of that, Cod? That hook's halfway down his blessed gullet. He caught several cod and breamed while they were there, and invited them to camp and have tea with him. But they wished to reach a stone shed the next day, so after the incident had burrowed about a pound of meat, they went on and left him, fishing contently. But first Sunlight went down into his pocket and came up with half a crown, which he had given the old man, along with some trucker. You'd best push on the water before dark, old chap, he said kindly. When they turned their heads again, Rats was still fishing, but when he looked back for the last time, entering the timber, he was having another row with his swag, and Sunlight reckoned at the trouble arose of some lies which the swag had been telling about the bigger fish it caught. So that was the short story Rat. Again, apologies for my stopping and starting. Some of Lawson's character dialect and just the way he writes conversations can be a bit hard to read sometimes, and some of the language here is a bit hard too. But anyway, that was Rats. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and pick yourself up some Henry Lawson. And yeah, that's the read aloud. Thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I'll see you next time.